we fuzzy or are we just the light?
I think it's the light.
It's like we got a lot of glare.
Hey, Mobile Tech's first one in the house.
Dang, that guy, he's quick, ain't he? Go on. Is that any better there? Trying to get some of the glare off.
I don't know. There we are. Awesome.
Is that a little bit better? Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Got some glare, y'all. So we're just trying to.
It's sunny here, but it's cold.
Well.
Oh, Dawn was the first. Was Dawn the first one in the house?
Mobile Tech is the diesel. Man, I'm telling you.
Do you think we need this on?
No, I don't think we
Sure?
The picture up there looks good.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna raise this one. Does that make any difference? Let's see.
I don't know. You want me to raise mine?
We'll see here in a minute.
I don't know, y'all. Anyway.
Trying to get the light. It's probably that
Hey,
one.
Hannah.
It could be
Dawn.
this one. It could be this one in the back. Well, they can see out the back window. That's kind of nice, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. That window is slightly degassing.
Yes.
We ain't replacing it. We'll just paint it with something.
We ain't painting no window.
Hannah Paulette. Who's that?
I need to move this over a little bit.
Okay.
There we are.
How are y'all doing, Katie Johnson?
We are doing
Katie
good.
Johnson and everybody. We're doing pretty good. We've been on our knees today.
Yeah, buddy.
Sharon promised me an awesome massage tonight. Man,
Oh, perfect.
yeah.
We haven't done the slides, but we pulled out. Did you raise that window?
Up, yeah.
Oh,
Let's do it
wow.
again. I might have to go turn it. I don't know.
Uh-oh. We don't want y'all to miss anything. About election. Mobile Tech, it's good. About the election time Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Unable to connect to chat.
Let's try again later.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Hey, Poodle Professor.
Ah.
Maybe you need to go turn that.
I guess I will. Yeah. It's funny because today we haven't had any problem.
Hey, RC. How you doing? I know we've been watching TV all afternoon. Because it's cold. It is 50, but it feels like 44. So, it's a little chilly. Not back. I don't know what happened. Oh boy. So, we've learned something about, sorry for my finger. I'm glad it's a great picture. The thing is, we've learned something about the router for Starlink. We have shades that block out the sun and the heat and the cold, of course. They have aluminum in the cells of them, and it will block the signal from one rig to the other rig. So that's what he did, is he went over there to make sure it's turned in the right direction and everything. Yep, works great now.
Okay, good. Yeah, it was.
Hey, Trinity.
And I backed it up from the edge of the mold.
Yeah.
It's about.
I'm too low over here.
Yeah, you're too high. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, what happened to our chat on TV?
I don't have a remote. Where's the remote?
Right here.
Sometimes you gotta.
I was much better before. It was much better before. Really?
Give it a minute.
Yeah. I can't really see the screen on the phone. Did you not do the text?
Yeah, you live stream with live chat.
Okay.
That's what it's saying. I just
All
hit it.
right.
I just cut it on.
Kate Johnson says something here.
Maybe it'll. The wind's whipping around out there, so. Sometimes you
Yeah,
just
it's cold here. Okay, everybody says it looks good now. What are you doing?
Well, I couldn't get the chat to come up, so sometimes you got to reboot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all know we're having some technical difficulty.
I can't believe it. Why is it? Because it's cold?
Well, I couldn't get that door open this morning. I had to snatch that thing open.
Oh my gosh. He greased it up and it works great now.
I lubed it with that chain lube.
It's right down there. Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
Now chat.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Live chat. see if it'll pick it up.
Successfully connected. All right.
Well, sometimes, you know, let's look. Our
There we-
grandson.
Hello,
The high
hello.
winds here in Chicago. Yeah, it's been windy here. We're getting the back side of that system that come down and hit Colorado and Wyoming, Montana.
Hannah says WD-40 works great.
Art says it's 96 in Georgia. We believe you.
Yeah.
we were down there. It was still hot.
Oof.
Jared Childers checking in. I hope you are having a good time. We are. Y'all know where we're at? Anybody know where we're at? Now, I know Carol and Kim know where we're at.
Well, yeah.
Daryl and Kim, they know where we're at. So.
Yeah, he's having trouble getting notifications when we go live. That's what he was telling me out there. We are camped with.
Hannah thinks we're in Arizona.
We were.
Up
We were.
northwest. Not quite. Kevin knows, but he don't count because he's on the show with Shirley last night. We were there.
About 91 there today and windy. As usual, she says. Wow. Yes, we are in Bryce Canyon.
Montana. We're not too far from Montana.
That'll be coming up.
About 5-hour drive or so.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We're going to stay in Utah for a little bit longer.
So,
Utah. That's right, y'all.
our subject tonight is where do we camp? Shirley touched on it last night.
Where do we camp?
Where do we camp? How do we find where we camp? All that goes with
Well,
it.
they don't know. They won't know about that. They already know. These are all the people that know us.
So now we're on the subject of WD-40. Oh, God. When I can't catch.
Like any fish. Well, I'll tell you what. You come out here, you'll be catching some fish. 'Cause they do stock these ponds out here. They keep them healthy and looking good.
Yeah. You went.
Open
You
a
weren't
can
Pacific.
of worms. This would tell me when you were in Utah, Sandra Campbell. Okay, yeah, we've been in Utah now for 4 days.
Has it been 4 days? Really?
What is today? Friday.
Today's Friday.
We got here Monday.
Wow, that's
5
right.
days. It's been 5 days.
Wow.
I guess it got delayed there for a minute.
I guess so. Wow. Y'all, this is the first time we've had any problems with our Starlink.
Well, it could be the wind too. I don't. And sometimes, you know, they got things.
What's
going
Kate
on.
say? Kate says something. Katie.
Nomadic Ramblers, a question for you. Are you ready for summer coming? This 2 bonus question. What is your favorite holidays and your favorite season? Wow.
Summer out west,
Yes.
northwest is great.
And my favorite season is the fall.
Oh, mine too.
Because you don't have all the pollen in the air from the spring.
Right.
I love the fall. That's my favorite season. 2%. Hello to everyone.
All right, we are back on the phone, that's for sure. Look, I'm all crooked up there.
That's all right. It'll go away in a minute as soon as it picks it up. Okay.
Oh,
Unable to connect. Here I go again. We can't
what
get
is the deal?
Can't get Chad up there again. So.
Well, we got Katie right here.
Hello, we're back.
My favorite is Christmas and Halloween. Christmas and Halloween? Oh, Katie. Halloween. And
know if I have a
favorite
favorite.
season is summer because you can wear shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like wearing shorts too. It's working now. I don't know what the deal is.
We'll see.
We've been into this now for what? 10 minutes? Thank you for the thumbs up.
Where do we camp? Oh, that's
That's our subject tonight.
our subject. Our subject tonight. Where do we camp?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Well, being that we spend a lot of time out west, we camp National Forest and Bureau of Land Management.
Yep.
We boondock.
BLM.
99% of the time, if not 100. I mean, it's very rare that we go to a park out here.
And if we do, usually it's a county or city park.
And when we start heading east, just west of the Mississippi, when you hit some of those states, in Texas, there's not a lot of free land. You have to use the city parks, and we try to use those. And there's some free places down there in Texas, Padre Island places and all that. I've been to them. I like to go to them, but the way things roll for us, usually we're doing something different. It's usually too hot.
Yeah.
So maybe
every time it catches us like that too.
Maybe one of these times we'll make it. Or last time, truck broke. 3 years in a row now, things have been happening.
Yes.
Before almost 4 years because of the COVID, and before that, I mean, transmission went out. I mean, the drive line went out in the truck in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
What is this, 21, 22?
How come we don't have text up there?
Well, I pulled it up. I'm gonna try it again.
Y'all, I don't know if it's YouTube. Yep, successfully connected.
Had to wait on it. There we go. How are the bears out there? You know, I'm not sure they have any bears here in Bryce, y'all.
I've never seen one here.
That don't mean they're not here, but you don't see no signs.
Y'all do know that Jerry is Bobby's cousin, right?
He's like my third cousin. He's my Aunt Barbara's second cousin, so he'd be my third cousin.
And he lives out from Goodyear, Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he looks just like all my uncles and them.
Oh, he surely does. You can't deny he's a Childers.
Got that white Childers hair and that nose and facial features. Looks like my Uncle Herman did. Utah trains their bears to pick up their poop. Mobile Tech. Well, you know, this is the beehive state.
Yeah. Hey.
Which I was surprised about that myself. I knew it, but to be a beehive state, there must be a lot of bees here.
No, it's not. It's a symbol for the Mormons.
Oh, the Mormons. A symbol.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was about the bees.
No, not about bees at all.
Well, see, they probably didn't know that out there.
Well,
any of y'all know that? So what's the symbol represent? The way the bees work, the beehive state, the way the Mormons work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you now.
Yeah.
But I knew they have bees here, though. I see honeybees around here all the time, these little flowers.
Well, thank goodness. Because, you know, we better take care of our bees because...
yeah, you need the bees.
Yeah, definitely.
In China, they pay people to do it.
Okay, what does Poodle Professor say?
Told to repack wheel bearings once a year. True, my camper is only 2 years old, but I was told I need to get it done. No, you don't. Unless you're driving
a lot.
1,000.
Right. It's a symbol of industry or something. Somebody said something.
It's crowded up there yet.
Is it crowded up here?
Okay, we're talking about wheel bearings. She says every 2 years, or
somebody told her she had to do it once a year.
Hey, all the running we did on the Phoenix, I did mine every 4 years, and I didn't.
My camper's 2 years old. Okay.
2 years old, and if you're running a good high temperature grease in there,
right?
I don't see no point in it myself. But that's up to the individual. Whatever your manufacturer recommends, but you know that I don't know what most people use. If you got 2 axles or you got 2 wheels or 4, because it's usually $50 a wheel. Normally, now with inflation, who knows what it is now?
Oh yeah.
Did it again.
What?
No, unable to connect with chat.
It's got to be YouTube.
They're not playing today. We haven't had any problem watching TV or listening to music when we were over here. We were over here pulling up Parkit. She'll show you a snippet of that, where we've been pulling the carpet up. But the floor's in pretty good shape.
Yeah. I'm impressed. It even looks good along here where we had the leak. But Dawn, you were asking if it was crowded up here. It probably will not be crowded until after Memorial Day. Wow. Yeah, because right now, a lot of people left. Yesterday, right?
It was good because it was going to get cold.
Yeah, Oh, we got all of our chats back. Hold up.
Slow down. What is your least favorite part of your RV?
Which
what is
one?
Your favorite part of outside of your RV? Last question is next. Man, she has a lot of questions.
The best 2 weeks of school.
I get to redo that again. Can you hit? Can they resend it? Because I missed all of her question.
Yeah, because I don't know how to do it on the TV. There's Debbie Doe. If you drive it a lot, you pack them once a year.
Well, here's another trick I recommend is a temperature check. If you're driving, check those wheel bearing temperatures. If one of them's getting hot, then you need to check it out, because sometimes you can repack them and they can make that bearing too loose or too tight.
Right.
Not get the right tension on it. So you got to pay attention to who's doing those wheel bearings, and you got to, after you get it, you want to check that.
It's
because after I've had the first 2,000 miles on mine, I had to tighten all mine a notch, because I got that castle nut on there, and I had to rotate them to tighten them up.
Hey Henry, glad you joined us.
Henry Phelps, hi everybody. Oh, okay. Thanks about the bearings. Thanks, Mobile Tech. I missed what a Mobile Tech said. He might have said something totally different than I did, but that's okay. You get the idea. It depends on use and the temperatures and stuff.
Okay, read what Dawn says. I'm curious how the RV travel will be going this summer.
Well, Dawn, we've talked to people. A lot of people are staying close to home. They're not taking big trips.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it. People we've met just come
they're...
across there like, well, I got my camper, but I'm not going nowhere. Going close by.
Thank you, grandson.
Mr. C's ice cream cone. Thank you very much.
Oh, golly. Mobile Tech says what?
Mobile Tech says when you stop to go around and fill your wheel hubs.
Right.
Not the tire, but the hub itself inside.
Exactly.
And if it's getting too hot for you to touch with your hand, you better cool it down.
Yeah.
Because you got something going on. If one's extremely different than the other one, then you got some issues going on there. Marilyn Decker, some in Canada have canceled their trips. Oh, there's a lot of people canceling trips.
Oh, for sure. And Mobile Tech says, I've seen a huge cut in traffic. For sure. I mean, we really thought coming up here we were going to see a lot of traffic. And even when we went into Bryce Canyon.
Not a lot, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Hannah says, what's your best advice for normal beginners? Well, don't overdo yourself. Don't get the biggest rig. It's a cost adventure, should I say. Doing an RV, I would start small, something that you feel comfortable in, not the biggest thing in the world, and you want something that's going to be safe. You want a reliable product, whatever you decide to do. Some people, we've seen a lot of people here this year, more than I have, with these little trailers they have for trailers. Because if you do that and put a couple windows in it and throw your bed down, you ain't got a whole lot invested.
Right. RC, no, I have not packed up the trailer yet.
Well, most local campgrounds will be full, since most, as you say, will be again local. That's right. I do feel that way.
Well, hello, Jerry. Yeah, we haven't seen you on here in a while.
I know back in the day, before they had many campgrounds and stuff, we could go on the lake. We had places we camped, and we also camped on relatives and friends' land. They let you camp as long as you didn't make no mess. So I think a lot of people might be going to that kind of stuff, because he's like out here in Utah. I think it's Utah where I was reading the other day.
Dang it, we missed her question again.
Whose?
Katie.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Last question of my questions. What is your least favorite part of outside your RV? And she asked, what was the best part or the least part inside?
Well, to me, it's like keeping them clean.
Yeah.
Cleaning's a little bit of work, and you got to make your rig so it's easy to clean. To me, I don't care for these steps we got. We got those.
I don't either.
What they call those steps?
I don't know, but they
Rider,
come inside.
Lift They come up inside.
Oh.
I'm not too happy about those.
Yeah, we're going to replace those.
I don't think we're going to keep them. Anytime you're lifting dirt, and you can't get all that dirt off. Oh, that thing took off.
Yes, I know.
Yep. We camp on my
Hello,
brother's
Marilyn.
property. Marilyn Decker says that. See there?
Yeah.
Moving homeless people into. They give them a crappy old 1990 24-foot trailer and pay the rent of the campground for months.
Oh, good grief.
Mobile Tech says, is that California or Nevada? Well, some of these states are getting way out there with making sure the homeless and the people who don't want to conform to society's rules get taken care of. Wow, maybe that's what we should do.
It's cold here today, Barbara. It is cold.
I'm going to leave the furnace on in this one tonight so it don't get too cold in here. I set it on 55.
It's supposed to get down to 20 here.
20 or 25?
Let's see what the watch says.
Hannah's saying
21.
Hannah, you're going to have to prepare for the ups and downs in energy. It depends.
Oh, yeah.
Because with the way society's going with the small group of people controlling everything, it's not going to get any better for us people who want to be out in society using fossil fuel equipment. So fossil fuels are an endangered list, but they're going to make us pay to use them.
Okay, we got to get back to Katie's question.
Okay, what was Katie's question?
You said cleaning was your worst part about the outside.
Right.
What object on the outside is your worst that you don't like? Because he takes care of the outside. That's outside Bobby, and I'm inside
Cleaning
Sharon.
the awnings.
Oh, for sure. Yes, that's definitely it.
I got 4 of them on here.
But mine is this freaking garden window thing they got in here. I just want a regular window. That is going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to show y'all. There. That window is what I do not like. And you can see that we took out the carpet today. It smells a lot better in here. But you can see we've got stuff sitting around because we've been moving stuff around and trying to get it the way it needs to get. But I think the carpet was my worst thing. I didn't like the carpet at all. Hey, Sandra Campbell, how you doing?
She asked if we're going to be in St. George next weekend. I don't think so.
That's where she lives.
Oh, okay. Well, we're in Bryce right now.
Oh boy, I was shaking that camera around. They say gas prices might hit $6.50.
Probably so.
Wow.
Well, evidently, people are still paying it because they got to go to work, and hey, you got to pay gas to go to work. So that's the biggest portion of it. I don't think it's a lot of joyriding. We seen more trucks on the interstates when we were traveling out than we did cars. I would say about a margin of maybe 3 to 1. And then all the cars that we seen were we've seen a lot of electric cars.
Yep.
And we've seen cars that were small and good on fuel.
Yes.
But most of the stuff we see when we're traveling has been big trucks. Ask Sharon, she gets surrounded by them.
Uh-huh. Do you feel like you're in a smaller house? I do. This is like an apartment, really.
Yeah, this thing's big.
Yeah.
It's 35,
with the high ceilings and everything.
35 feet long.
Yeah.
It's got these big ceilings and these 4 slides.
So, I mean, it's going to feel better when we get it like we want it. But as far as everything goes now, yeah, it's bigger than our other rig, but because we did the other rig, we gutted it and put everything in it.
We built it.
Yes. And we maximized the space in that one. And that's what we're going to do in this one. It may take us a little while. I am on Starlink. We haven't had any problems until we go live. Jeez.
There we go again. I lost them.
Anyway, so Hannah, I'm with you. I mean, not everybody can afford to go electric.
And then the technology's not here. It's just starting to get here.
Grandson's here. Call Elon.
Oh, there's a guy that can figure it all out. He's the guy.
Seriously. And you know, I mean, I was reading on Starlink for RVers on Facebook, and people are complaining that their tech support is not getting right back to them immediately. I used to work in tech support back in the day. If you have 100 people calling you, you are not going to get right back to them. I'm so sorry. And the tech support, if they get a little snippy, they shouldn't do that. It's all about their attitude and how they answer the questions for you.
Grandsons.
What did he say?
He says we're like a silent film. Hey, we're trying to keep connected, y'all. We're trying.
Well, I'm just amazed I don't have to start all over. That it is letting me go back and just say, okay, reconnect.
Okay, where'd everybody go?
Elon is a bit busy. He is always busy.
No audio.
We don't have any audio now?
That's what he said.
What? That must have been just a while ago. Surely it's back.
Yeah, somebody let us know. Can you hear us?
Well, we lost about 10 people. Good for me, she says. Yay!
Daryl says he's got
All right.
Okay.
Sweet. Sweet, sweet. I can see you. All right. Yay. Well, hey, Tom and Bonnie, how y'all doing?
Yeah, we've been talking about a number of things. But we live in our RVs, and we don't. Somebody said earlier in when we go east of the Mississippi, there's not a whole lot of free camping. And Texas has the city parks that you can use, but not much free land.
Right.
And
right.
some, they got Lake Meredith and the Gulf Coast, but those are 800 miles apart.
Right.
It's the 100 and 200 mile stops that you have to find in Texas, towns near where you're going to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what we did when we were in Texas. Because the last place we camped that we paid was the last video I put up at Uncle Dick Davis's campground.
In Louisiana, yeah.
Right.
Which was a very awesome place.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Full
a 5
hookup
star
for $10 a night?
That's a full star. That's a 5-star little place, y'all.
I'm telling you. So, and then on the way across Texas, we just stopped in free parks. And we had 4 hookups in the one in Muleshoe, right?
Yeah, Muleshoe was filled. 3 nights there. And any night after that, up to 15 days, I think, is $10 a night. You can't beat that. I love these little towns that have that. That's just awesome. That's just giving you the good. And they got good little restaurants. I mean.
Grandson, you're hilarious.
Yeah.
Mobile Tech. Believe it or not, I know another couple who have his and hers RVs.
They're all vintage. Oh, I can see it. Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. We're going to work on this one because it's just so many things that need to be fixed before you live in something.
We'll have to look that one up. Denver City, Texas, has a great free city park with hookups.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to put that on our list. Yeah. For sure.
If we're over that way.
Yeah.
Right now, the price of fuel, we don't go moving 2 rigs. We're slowed way down because now I can rebalance my checkbook.
Well, I mean, but considering that we drove all the way from
I haven't
Georgia,
added it all up yet. When I add it all up, I'll give them the final number of what we spent on fuel.
Yeah. But what do you think it was?
Around $1,300.
For 2 rigs. To me, that's not too bad.
It's bad enough. Not when I'm used to doing it for about $700. But back in the day, it was like $500 to get from here back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's some trying times we're going through right now.
Barbara Sammer says, "Are we looking for land out west?" Yes, we are. There are places we're looking.
$10 in Seattle this summer. Good grief! I would just stay at home. I'm sorry. That's $5 is enough, but $10. Good grief!
That's one of them.
Good grief!
That's
nuts. Daryl, I don't know if y'all want to go up there or not, honey. Woo!
Well, they're right across from Montana up there, so maybe or Idaho there from Idaho. But Idaho's pretty high on fuel too.
Denver City is over by
Odessa.
Oh, okay.
We know where that is.
Yep.
Stimulation checks for gas.
Oh my gosh.
Michigan has 15 without hookups. These state forest campgrounds are all on water.
Oh
and
my
fire
gosh.
rings. That's okay.
So Tom and Bonnie said, make sure you have water. Wells are drying up. No water, no gas, no fuel,
And no food next.
no food next. Lord have mercy. Our trip out there cost him over $2,000 in fuel.
Who's
Oh
that?
my, that was Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, I know where they're acreage. No, we don't want that land.
Where's that at?
I don't know. She's wanting to sell us the land in Deming. We don't want that land. Make sure the land has water. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Hannah. Oh, I missed Hannah's question. Shoot.
But you ended up selling me.
Oh, we're with you too, Poodle. Gee whiz. Man.
Well, hey, I mean, it'll reach a point where those people in them that can't afford it to live, and this massive inflation is creating everything moves by. Right now, the big demand is diesel because diesel moves everything. It moves your food, your clothing, diesel trucks and diesel stuff, diesel trains.
Oh, yeah.
Trains use diesel. People don't know that.
Well, the price of everything's going to go up because of that.
Exponentially.
Yes. Grandson says he's ready to sell his dog, but on the corner, but his dog ended up selling him.
$70 for a round trip to Walmart. I could believe it.
For sure.
Depends on how far that Walmart was. If it's
I mean,
if it's 100 miles, and
yeah.
You know,
and Mobile Tech, I mean, he's right. If you're camping out somewhere, out from any Walmart or whatever, like we are here,
right,
it could cost you more to go to Walmart than it is for what you have to buy at Walmart.
Right. We do shop in small towns.
We do.
Because we stay near small towns, and we want to contribute to their economies. Which right now, some of the small towns we went to, a lot of little places have gone out of business.
Right.
People aren't spending the money and the trucking companies that live in a small town, they're cutting back. Some of these trucking companies, they're laying drivers off now because they can't afford the fuel.
Oh, we love Glenn Beck. Yes. Yeah, we've watched his. I have watched
Wayne.
his last
Old
one.
Wayne Johnson on there. Old
Hello,
Wayne.
hello. So, hello, Cindy.
Just 62 videos on who. Grandson, I'm going to have to sell my soul this summer. I mean, West, ridiculous prices.
It is. It's crazy.
Well, by then, I'm thinking it might be price destruction because you'll know this Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
I think you're going to know. You're going to see some cars out, but I think a lot of people are going to go back to tenting. If they want to camp, they're going to throw it in the car and go tent camping.
Right.
They're not going to drive a big RV down the road.
So, some days here wants to know how we find camping.
Well,
how about those maps you have?
Well, I use those maps as benchmark maps. I've told everybody about before.
Mm-hmm.
I buy those off of Amazon. Ain't that benchmark, Daryl? That's a benchmark map I gave you, right?
Yes.
I use benchmark, and I also use my favorite to use is freecampsites.net.
Exactly.
It seems to work better in some places than other places.
Yeah, and it's much better than what it used to be too.
Yeah, and
much easier to use.
We don't use the. Everybody raves about when you travel to use the. What's it called? The one where you pay
Campendium.
Campendium. You can use Campendium. It's pretty good, but sometimes they don't give you. I'm looking for information about an area, and sometimes you don't get it. It's a good location. They don't tell you about the features of the land. If you need a 4x4 or something, you gotta be careful with that stuff. Because some place, it's great to get back in here, but what you got to go through to get back in there, you need a 4x4.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what Daryl said. Benchmark. I use benchmark maps a lot for the places we go. I don't know.
Daryl, are you having issues?
I don't know.
Because Daryl has
different maps, each for different responses.
Yeah.
Allstate is one. Yeah, Allstate is another one.
Free roam is good. We use that. And
Katie Johnson, bye, have a good night and rest of your weekend too. Thank you, Katie.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, she probably got tired of us bopping in.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, guys, we can't do anything about that.
Hey.
No issues over here. Don't know what your settings are for upload. Are you doing 1080? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Well, that's part of what you got to look at.
Probably 720. That's what it normally is set on. I'm not sure.
Poodle Professor, I use Camp Pendium in all stays, but read the comments about the campground or land.
Oh, you definitely have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, he looks at the map and finds out where the forest is and all that kind of stuff. Because most forests you have free camping.
And there's a lot of places too that the camping's not even mentioned. Well, freecampsites.net don't even mention the places I know to go to that I found on my own that I don't even tell them about.
Yeah.
And some places they say, or they're available. You got to read the reviews because they're not. They've been shut down.
Exactly.
Just because they say it's there, you write down that number. You read them reviews underneath. Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you, people, there's a lot of places shut down out here. So you got to pay attention. And sometimes I'll bounce it between
Mobile Tech.
Camp Pendium and freecampsites.net and what I know on my maps and the area I know where I've been to. So
exactly,
you got to to do freestyling like we do. To me, is a little bit more work than just making a reservation and staying on a certain map.
Yeah.
Because you make that reservation and you got to fight rain, storms, wind, and that can mess you up in your travels.
Well, and that's a lot of it is that's the reason we don't use campgrounds and that kind of thing. I mean, we were lucky coming across when we got to stay in the county parks. Coming across,
there wasn't a lot of people in them.
And we seen very few campers on the road.
When we pulled in the Muleshoe, there was 2 campers there.
Yeah.
And there was 10 slots.
Yeah.
And by that evening, though, all of them were filled. By that evening, people stopping over the evenings. And that's another thing too about when to stop. I like to be looking for a place well, I know where I'm going, but I like to be there by 2 or 3, unless I know the area.
Yeah.
You don't want to be pulling into places after dark.
No.
That's not cool.
No.
Because things change while you're gone. The road could be changed. I mean, they could. They could alter all kinds of things. You think, oh, well, I was here last time. I just went over here, and it could be a big ditch there, a dead end.
Yes.
Or a concrete barrier. Marilyn Wilkie, where you at, Marilyn?
Thank you, grandson.
They have
dispersed camping. National Forest here has to.
Marilyn, Wilkie, where you at?
She's in the Midwest somewhere, I think.
Oh, that's another thing we've seen too, y'all, is RVs for sale now. It's my understanding fifth wheels have dropped to between 9 and 15%. I was reading an article the other day. People are coming down on their prices on fifth wheels. They've dropped 9%. And we got this one at a pretty good price, but they have still coming on down. People are trying to get rid of stuff that costs a lot of money to move. Well, you figure
Maryland.
You figure to moving a fifth wheel is about 50 cents a mile.
Mm.
And I'm getting pretty good fuel mileage. Now, other people that don't get as good fuel mileage as I do, it's going to cost more.
Marilyn says the most important thing is to know where the dump stations are. Unless you have a composting tool.
Yeah. Hannah Paulette says it's because of growth. We've seen a lot of things. We've seen people sell homes for practically nothing to get out money of the mortgage. When we went through these recessions. When you go through these recessions, you see all kinds of things happen.
Hannah, you're right.
If you're young like Hannah, these things are always going to come about. They're going to boom and bust, and bust. Because it's all created by people.
Exactly.
If a government's not creating it, private entities are creating it.
She's in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn is.
Oh, okay.
Between Cadillac and
Manistee.
17 miles from Lake Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Well, that's great that you got those forests up there that you could do that in.
I have a shovel and...
There you go. Hey,
it works.
You better have that on your hike when you get into some of these big national parks. You better have some of that stuff with you. if you're gonna be out on some of these trails all day long.
Seriously.
You have Facebook.
Are going
Grandson.
crazy about the outrageous gas prices. Oh, I bet they are in Chicago. I mean, they drive more up there than they do in New York City.
It's cold.
So, yeah. And
It's
people
cold.
in New York, they're like, okay, whatever. But it's going to cost them more to grab a taxi or to even take the subway.
Yep. Well, Subway may not be so effective. Be something in the wall or something.
I don't know. We took the carpet out and now it doesn't want to work in here.
Static charge.
Maybe. I don't know.
Tons of little ones now for sale. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting what? 16, 18 miles to the gallon with the little truck pulling the other rig. So that's not bad at all.
I'll tell you, but 2018 and 19, before the pandemic hit, I've never seen the American economy so strong.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
now, oof.
I mean, your money was worth something. Everything was reasonably priced. It wasn't excessive this or excessive that until the pandemic, and they started pouring fueling the thing with free money. Hey,
Grandson says he thinks this camper might be haunted.
well, maybe it is. Huh.
Well, I mean, we've had 2 other shows in here, and they were fine.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Tracy. How are you?
Tracy Grisham, hey y'all. But I think if being that
Grandson says he had a president then.
yeah being that but not political. Gee, Bob, whose policies were responsible for all that wealth and good times back then? Well, I wonder. I've never seen the economy that big. I'm a kind of an economic nut. I like to watch it. But anyway, it'll swing around. People will wake up, come out of the coma state.
Mama is sending him money for gas. Debbie Joe, that's funny.
Well, Cindy, I kind of agree with you there. There's a lot of factors involved in it. A lot of factors.
Yeah, see that? All the gas was $2.39 when someone got voted out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz explains the rising gas prices best.
Stimulus money now.
Wendy Rodriguez, gas here in Alabama. How much is it?
What?
Grandson says he's so broke he can't even pay attention. Well, it cost me it used to cost me about $85 to fill
Look
up
at
my Dodge. Now it costs me twice that much. Cost me $167.
And Wendy says that in California it's $7 a gallon.
Yeah.
Good gosh.
Well, good for them.
My gosh, what is diesel out there? Jeez.
They're probably 8.
Mm.
Yeah, it's all gonna.
Well,
It'll keep going, or it'll collapse, and people will just say, "I give up."
it's going to be like it is in Europe.
We seen that. Hey, I'll tell y'all something. Any of y'all been around? I've seen it in the '70s. People just throw it in the towel. I'm
For
serious.
sure, yeah.
A lot of people went back home, went back to the farm. A lot of people started showing up. Just said left the workforce because it wasn't feasible to drive, 15, 20 miles to work.
True.
Because gas was $1 something, 58 cents, 68 cents a gallon. People back then didn't make a whole lot of money. $4 or $5 an hour is a good wage.
So Maryland says it's $4.60 in Michigan. Grandson says my brother is in California over $7 a gallon.
Mm-hmm. Well, California's got all electric cars, don't they?
Not everybody.
Isn't that the big thing? All electric in California. They don't need nuclear power or anything. They have solar and wind in California. They don't need. They don't need energy. They don't need fossil fuels in California. I don't think. At least that's what I heard. Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Diesel is going to get more expensive. Like I said.
She says it's going to come up. They're going to have shortages.
Yeah, it's already happening.
Barbara says in East Tennessee it's $4.19. That's a pretty good price actually. But is that for
some of the
gas?
some of the states are taking off the taxes too to help consumers. Good one.
We don't need to go down there,
Monkey,
Poodle Professor.
Yeah, I just think there's going to be a lot of things. Reckoning. A lot of people can come to a reckoning over all this. And
Yeah.
I would not want to be on the side of the people who are causing this to happen, y'all, because I've seen it before. I've seen them go after people that are causing this debate we have in the country right now. I've seen them go after people, so we'll see. Old newsreels tell you a lot.
Oh, Daryl, I remember my parents putting a cap lock on their gas tanks on the
Oh yeah,
vehicles.
they're already stealing it from service
Uh-huh.
stations, so it's just
Yeah.
a matter of time.
Trust me, I can talk politics, but this is not the place. Well, we're trying to skirt around it, but it's not happening.
Yeah, we're trying to skirt it a little bit. But I remember the '70s, and if some of y'all were around back then, you remember how bad it really was. People just throw down and said, "Hey, I remember y'all remember carpooling when you see 8 people in a Volkswagen get out at work. I mean, people would bring with the women. I remember women wearing slacks into work, then changing their clothes when they got to work to the work clothes.
Yeah.
I remember that where I worked because gas was so high. People would come in because they would wear their nice clothes in, and then they would change into the work clothes at work.
And we've got 2 more years of dealing with this.
Maybe longer.
Ugh.
Because right now, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with this energy thing.
They better think differently about those electric cars. I mean, how are you going to deal with that?
Like you said, it's hard to not talk about.
It's the elephant in the room.
I was a Democrat, and I didn't like high energy prices. I mean, I'm a working guy, you know, and a lot of people I work with were Democrats back in the day. They didn't like having to pay, you know, that made food at the grocery store more. But back then, people had, you know, they had Uncle Joe's farm, they had this, and they had that.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you don't see a lot of that. I mean, you just don't see it.
Yeah. And Mobotek is right. I mean, it is hard to be an RVer and not talk about the prices of fuel.
Right. Because and even, hey, it
And
affects
that
everybody.
is behind politics.
And whatever you're doing, it affects not just RVers, it affects the small truck driver, the small grocery store.
Right.
Hey, when I lived, my dad drove a truck. When they had that energy trucker strike in the '70s, y'all remember, because of high energy prices, it's going to happen again. They shut down the interstates, folks. I'm going to tell you, you weren't going anywhere.
Exactly.
And if you were going, you better be careful.
Well,
You're going to get a brick through your windshield or get shot at.
Well, I mean, I don't know if anybody has thought about this, but as we were driving across the country, I mean, we seen more semis than we seen anything else. And think about this. Those semis have to get to where they're going, and they have to pay big fuel prices. And guess what? That's going to come back on all of us.
They get that surcharge now.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Amazon has
Wayne Johnson, his mom was a carpooler. 13 to 14 people in that car, 1959 Chevy. Yeah, you might even see a 59 Chevy roll out on the road. Carry 15, 16 people down the road. It's going, hey, it's coming.
Oh, if they're not stealing converters, they're going to add gas to it for sure. I mean, Daryl said a while ago that they would just drill a hole in your tank and take your fuel.
Throw a pan under there. My cousin said they used to do that in D.C. They just drill a hole in the tank and drain it into a pan. Jeez. Then they had a 50-gallon barrel, and back in the guy's pickup truck, they just dumped it, had the top off of it, just dumped the gas in there. On to the next car. That's what he said they used to do.
So, I don't know what that's all about, Dawn. I mean, why are we selling to anybody when we need it here?
Well, y'all, just think about it, because it's going to affect it. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, and we're going. They say the Fed's saying a mild recession. They're trying to give us a soft landing, but I'm telling y'all what, the hammer's coming. The hammer's coming. Yeah. The stock market's been dropping. That means a lot of people's 401ks and stuff are being affected, and my own slightly. Yeah. But you got to understand this is a broad thing here.
Well, they're trying to in the fossil fuels and forcing all of us to start slimming down, you know. But
it's an economic factor here. You got to calculate
exactly,
it in. It's not.
they're trying to do it too fast.
Well, they try. They keep trying.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yep, the recession is coming, people. And why are immigrants? What are they doing?
Kent Meyer. You used to have 3 or 4 people in the tank to get the trunk to get to the
Movie theater. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that too. It was a known practice. They knew you did it. They knew you did it. They just wanted people there to buy the popcorn and soda for an extra nickel or dime.
Yeah, baby formula getting shortages. Fuel's gonna be shortage. Food is gonna be shortage. I'm just telling y'all, you need to be prepared.
A lot of people went. Hey, she made her own baby food.
I did. I breastfed my babies.
She made her own baby food and everything. Yeah. We didn't rely so much on all that, and we know how not to rely on that too. So that's the way it is. I know. Well, if things get so bad, they get bad.
And Barbara's right. The fuel shortage is actually going to lock people down again because they won't be able to afford to go anywhere.
Well, it's going to ripple across the economy.
It'll bring down the cost of the electric cars for sure. But how are you going to pull an RV with electric cars? See, they're trying to get rid of all of us out here too.
Marxism rampant. The tentacles of the spider are everywhere.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Because you can't take communion now. Can't remember them days. Or say, yeah, buddy.
Biden to empty our pockets, right? Yeah. Man, oh man. Henry, can't wait to see
communion.
I've been wondering why babies are starving to death when the mom are carrying. Well, yep, we're almost finished, y'all.
Yeah, we got our hour in. It's been an interesting conversation.
Shirley says they're making electric trucks.
Electric trucks. That's self-guiding.
I don't care what that is. That's scary.
Well,
all right, we'll see you next week.
Last little run was pretty good.
Yeah, y'all have a
good week ahead. Can't worry too much about it. All you do is pay the price.
Exactly.
You know.
Be prepared.
Vote in November is all I got to say.
Yes.
But make sure your vote counts. Stand there and watch them count it.
Exactly. Exactly. Man. Make sure nobody comes in with your name.
Yeah, man.
Oh, golly. All right. We will talk to y'all next week. I'm sorry it buffed so many times. I don't have any idea what the problem was. But our Starlink has been working. And I think it had something to do with YouTube.
Maybe so. I don't know. I don't know. Connected. See you from an undisclosed location next week.
Yes.
That's for sure. It'll be undisclosed.
All right. Y'all have a good night and a good weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.